let me ask you something. How many hours do you think you've spent scrolling on your phone today? Be honest. 4 hours, 5 hours, or maybe even 6? Okay, let's make this real. Pull out your phone right now and check your screen time. No excuses. What does it say? Drop it in the comments and I'll wait. Done? Now I'll say mine. Mine used to be 6 hours. 6 whole hours. That's almost a full work day. Gone. Just like that. And here's the worst part. I didn't even realize it was happening. It felt like a few minutes here and there until one day I looked at my screen time and thought, what am I doing? And that day I decided enough is enough. And today I'm going to show you how you can do the same. How to break free from mindless scrolling without forcing yourself or relying on willpower. Because let's be real, willpower never works. By the end of the video, you'll have 3 powerful strategies to stop scrolling for good. And if you stick around till the end, I'll share a mindset shift that completely changed everything for me. And it might change how you use your phone too. And by the way, I am Kat and welcome to my channel. Subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss more videos like this. Done? Thank you so much. Now let's get started with the video. Scrolling feels harmless, right? Just a few minutes to check on that notification, read the news or watch a video. But here's the brutal truth. Those few minutes add up fast. So let me break it down for you. Every time you scroll, your brain gets a dopamine hit, the feel-good chemical. It's the same chemical makes a winning game exciting or hearing a notification feel urgent. And just like the moment of excitement, the high doesn't last long. So what do? You keep scrolling. One more video, one more post or one more quick check. And before you know it, hours would have disappeared. But here's what no one tells you. It's emotionally draining. Instead of feeling refreshed, you feel anxious, restless or jealous of people you don't even know because of comparison. Second, it messes with your focus. I'm sure you must have noticed how hard is it to concentrate after scrolling? And that's because your brain gets hooked on constant stimulation. Third, it steals your time. Not just any time, the time that you could have spent on things that actually mattered to you. And now, if you're thinking, I'll just quit scrolling. No, that won't work because quitting scrolling isn't about stopping. It's about replacing it with something better. Your brain craves for stimulation. If you don't give it something better, and it'll go right back to the easiest option. So let's start with step 1. Be honest. Most of us don't scroll because we want to. We scroll because it's too easy for us to do it, right? Your phone is always within your reach. Your apps are one tap away. It's effortless, right? So instead of trying to force myself to stop scrolling, I made scrolling harder to do. James Clear in Atomic Habits explains that breaking habits isn't about willpower. It's about adding the friction to make the habit harder to follow. Here's what worked for me and what you can start doing. First, put your phone out of reach. Keep it in your drawer, in another room or in a bag or wherever. Second, turn on Do Not Disturb and create a scrolling-free workspace. No notifications, no distractions. Third, log out of social media apps and switch it to a browser or a laptop. Extra steps like opening another device or typing your password will be too much effort and you'll skip it. Last, switch it to grayscale mode. No colors, less dopamine, so less scrolling. These tiny changes work because they make scrolling very inconvenient. And the best part is, you don't need any willpower. You need a little bit of friction, that's all. But making scrolling harder is just one part of the equation. Because even if you check your phone less, how do you make sure that your quick scroll doesn't turn into hours? And that's where boundaries comes in. Step 2. Scrolling itself isn't bad. The problem comes when we have no limits, like 0 limits. And suddenly hours disappear. And that's why I set these 3 non-negotiable boundaries. No phones in bed. I charge it in another room and use alarm clock instead. No phones during meals. I put it face down while eating. Be present while I enjoy my food. No phones in the bathroom. Yes, even here. I know we all do it and it can be hard to stop. But this can change everything. I also created screen-free blocks. right after waking up, and 1 hour before bed. No phone. And I first thought this was enough. But even with these rules, I still found myself struggling to focus. Then I read it somewhere that scrolling isn't just a habit but it's a form of multitasking. Every time you check your phone, your brain pauses your original task to process what you just saw. And even after putting it down, a part of your attention still stays stuck on it. And that's why a quick scroll break makes it so harder for you to refocus on your tasks. So I made one more rule. No multitasking. If I was working, I worked. If I was resting, I rested. No half scrolling or no half working. And if I did check my phone, I used the 5-minute reset rule. 5 minutes to reset before jumping back to my deep work. And that's when I finally stopped feeling distracted all the time. I wasn't scrolling because I wanted to, I was scrolling because I had nothing else to do. At first, I thought scrolling was just all about self control, that if I just had more willpower, I would just stop picking up my phone. But then I realized something. Every time I reached my phone, it wasn't just random. When I was bored, I scrolled. When I was overwhelmed, I scrolled. When I was avoiding something difficult like recording, I scrolled. It wasn't about willpower, it was about filling those gaps. And that's why quitting scrolling never works if you don't replace it with something better. You can't just wake up and remove scrolling. You have to replace it. Here's what worked for me. Plan your day the night before. When you actually know what you want to do, your free time doesn't default to scrolling. Second, be intentional during your breaks. Instead of mindlessly grabbing your phone, stretch, go outside, walk, or just sit in silence. Let your mind breathe. Make better habits easier. Keep a book by your bed or a journal on your desk and keep your phone out of sight. The more you fill your day with intentional activities, the less your brain craves for mindless scrolling. And here's something I never realized before. Every moment you spend scrolling is a moment that you'll never get back. Not just time, but presence. Think about it. How many times have you scrolled sitting with your family or your friends and missing the conversation? And how many times have you grabbed your phone without thinking instead of enjoying that moment? Scrolling isn't just about wasted time, it's lost presence. And once I saw that, I didn't just want to stop scrolling, I just wanted to start living fully. So next time you reach your phone, ask yourself, is this worth missing your real life? I'm sure no. The one question that changed everything for me. Maybe it will for you too. Here's what I want you to do today. Just one small step for me. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Pick one thing, anything. Now, do it without checking your phone. And next time, go for 20 minutes and then 30. Keep building because small steps add up. Every time you choose real life over scrolling, you take control back. And if this video helped, share it with someone who might actually need it. Your attention is very valuable, so use it wisely. Subscribe to my channel and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.